Okay, so in today's video, I will be sharing my top 3 favorite things about the all-new Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 here. And I'm also going to share my top 3 least favorite things about this tablet here. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, and the first one is going to be the specs, right, or the performance. You got this guy here loaded with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, which is a new chipset, and that sucker is powerful. It would plow through all types of, productive projects that you may have without even flinching. It's just going to be a breeze. It is a really, really powerful chipset, or a really, really powerful tablet. You can do video editing here without any issue. So GPU performance is actually very, very impressive here. I've actually used Power Director here to edit a video, and it worked fantastic. It was just excellent. You can actually do this on the go. Of course, given the size of the tablet, because it's very portable. If you are on the go, you're, I don't know, on the train or in a hotel room somewhere, you can easily use this guy here to continue editing your video. Of course, it does play heavy video games without any issues. Again, very impressive performance. Now, I was talking about just high level of productivity. You can do that, right? It offers, you have Android 12 running on here, and then you have One UI 4.1 sitting on top of that. So when it comes down to just being super productive, multitasking, you can do that. Obviously, using DeX, you are able to just turn this guy here into a laptop, right, by just changing the user interface. To those of you who are not familiar with what Samsung DeX is, it is of course an option to change or turn the GUI, the user interface of your tablet, into something that mimics that of a laptop or a desktop, whatever you want to call it, right? It is super, super useful, especially if you are trying to multitask and do multiple things at the same time, have things running in the background, have things, run side by side. It is very, very good to have. So when it comes down to performance, this guy is top notch, no question about that. All right, so the next one here is going to be something that is pretty important to many of you. It is the fact that with the new generation of Samsung Galaxy tablets here, or the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8, Samsung has decided that it will now be supporting, starting with this generation, it will be supporting these devices up to 4 major updates. That is also major to many of you. If you remember, the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 lineup only went up to 3 major updates. So with this one, you have up to 4 major updates, and you have up to 5 years of security updates. That is really, really good, right? I can't think of one that comes as close as what Samsung is offering on the Android platform. Obviously, with Apple, I believe Apple is offering 5 or 6 years, but I know they were doing 5 at one point. So that is something that is major, especially to a lot of folks who want to buy a tablet and actually hang on to them for a long time. Because you have to remember, a lot of these tablets, they're so powerful that you may not necessarily need to upgrade every year or every couple years, because they're just that good. If you look at the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7, that is something that came out roughly 2 years ago, I'm going to say, right? The Snapdragon 865 Plus is still a very powerful chip, because even when I use my Samsung Galaxy Tab S7, it still works very, very well when it comes down to heavy task, multitasking, even, playing doing heavy video gaming. It still does very, very well. So for people who know that, again, this was just to illustrate the point that devices are just so good now that you don't need to upgrade every year, right? So if you're buying a tablet like this one, your plan may be to just keep it for the next, 3, 4, 5 years. You can do that now, because also remember, even after they stop supporting the tablet, you can still use the tablet. The tablet doesn't just automatically stop working, right? But anyway, I digress here. The third thing here is going to be the camera. Now, the Galaxy Tab S7 already had a pretty decent camera, especially for a tablet. Here you have an upgraded camera. On the back here, what you have is 13 megapixel wide and a 6 megapixel ultra wide lens, right? So that main camera actually takes pretty impressive shots. It takes very good videos. In fact, both the front and the rear facing cameras are shooting up to 4K videos. Image quality is actually pretty good, especially for a tablet. I always have to specify that, right? Because obviously your phone will always have the the superior camera. It's a superior camera on the phone when compared to what you have on the tablet here. But what you have on the Galaxy Tab S8 is very impressive. Again, that's been upgraded from the Galaxy Tab S7. front-facing camera is now a 12 megapixel lens, ultra wide lens, right? So and that also offers the opportunity for the lens to reframe, to keep people within the frame using the option called auto framing, where if you're moving out the frame, the camera would just adjust to just keep you within the frame. So that's the third thing that I like about this tablet here. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that I do not like about this tablet. And the very first thing I don't like about this tablet is the fact that we do not have an upgraded version of the keyboard, or the book cover keyboard that came with the original one, or the previous gen, the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7. I remember that keyboard, I was disappointed, mainly because the keys were not backlit. So, and not only that, it was also a little flimsy when working, especially if you were using it on your lap. It was pretty uncomfortable. So I had been looking forward to seeing what Samsung was going to do when it came down to keyboard. But unfortunately this year they only released a slim version of the previous Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 keyboard, which by the way works here. So we don't have a regular keyboard for the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8. You can use the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 keyboard, the regular one, on here, and it will work just fine. Or you could go ahead and pick up the slim version. The fact that we don't have an official keyboard with it that has backlit is a disappointment. Now the next thing here, or the second thing that I do not like about this tablet, is not really about the tablet itself, but it's about something that Samsung doesn't necessarily control. It's apps, right? So very well optimized applications on here, and not as frequent as what you would find on the Apple Store. Now, sure, there are a ton of apps that are well optimized to work here, but it could certainly use more optimized applications, at least in the Android platform. Again, like I mentioned, it's not necessarily the tablet itself, it's just the platform. Also added to that, we do have LumaFusion coming to Android, which is good, right? But I wish there were a lot more pro apps available on the Android platform, right? So that's the second thing that I don't necessarily like about this tablet. But anyway, the third thing here, or the last thing that I do not like about this tablet, is going to be the fact that the design hasn't changed, right? There are some very subtle changes, nothing really noticeable unless you really pay close attention. But other than that, when you look at it, you can't tell the difference between this and the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7. I just wish Samsung had done something different. Don't ask me what I would have liked to see, but I would have liked to see something just different. I was really hoping for them to drop something completely different, or at least slightly different than what we had on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7. So I'm assuming this is going to be reserved for the next version, the Galaxy Tab S9. And that's going to be pretty much it, right? Those are the only three things that I seem not to like about this tablet. Other than that, this is the perfect Android tablet. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know what you like or what you don't like about the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 here. Let me know in the comment section. I will catch you in that comment section like I always do. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, of course, share the video if you know anyone who will be interested. And up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.